So, I have been in a very interesting season called postpartum, and just, taking time to heal, to rest, to recover. And it has been such a blessing. So, this is my fourth postpartum. And to looking back at my previous postpartum, I have been navigated. I just feel like this one is just different. I remember mentioning to someone recently how um, things are just different, like in a good way. Um, I'm not anxious to rush out of it. I remember my first daughter, who's 9 now. Um, when I had her, I was so eager to get back out there. There was just like uncontentment that was going on in here. I felt myself so anxious, ready to, do all the things, go back to work. There was just this deficit of feeling relevant and rush to get back out to go where? I don't know. Apparently, I had to be somewhere. I remember my aunt-in-law came to visit, and literally she walked in. I handed her the baby, and I was like, I will be right back. And I was gone for a while. But I am grateful looking back, seeing the journey of healing and how the Lord has taken me through, especially these last 3 years. I've had 3 kids in 3 years. Well, more like 4 years. Cause yeah, cause there's 2023, there's 2024, and then there's 2026, and then before that, 2022 we miscarried. So there's been pregnant, miscarry, pregnant, baby, pregnant, baby. The last two before this little guy are only 11 months apart. So, we're like, oh, our body needs a year to heal. Going through postpartum back to back, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But I just wanted to just talk about the importance of really preparing. So, one of the things culture that we push in it's a leadership standard in our church is honoring the Sabbath day and just being intentional about observing the Sabbath. And just going through postpartum, Sabbath is time to heal, a time to hear from the Lord, a time to rest, right? And I equate it to, when you have a baby, you need time to heal, you need time to rest, you need time to recuperate. In some cultures, it's very, very, people are very intentional about postpartum because, the mom just had a baby, she needs time to recuperate. So you have your mom coming over, helping you for a while. Some people do 90 days of the mother who had the baby doesn't do anything. Some cultures do 90 days, 6 months, and the time frame differs. But being in America and, life is different. You're, busy running all the things. You don't really sometimes have the whole benefit of what our culture-wise we do back home in Africa. I'm from West Africa, Liberia. So the culture we're in shapes how your postpartum or how your unique time frame is spent. And all that to say, I have navigated postpartum in different seasons, different ways. But one of the things that have been consistent this last 3 years, where I'm going to postpartum from a better mindset is preparing before postpartum. And we're encouraged at church to prepare for our Sabbath. You don't just go into it just, oh, I'm taking Sunday off, but what are you doing? How is that going to work? You have to um, cook before Sunday. You have to, so you don't have to cook on Sunday. Whatever it is that you need to do to make sure you're equipped and empowered to rest is very relevant. So as I got ready for this postpartum, I found myself, the Lord kept highlighting things, which I did with my other postpartums, but more so with this one, scripture writing. I found myself writing a lot of scriptures. My mentor gave me a folder with different months of scriptures to write. So I found myself writing scriptures, but scriptures on my mind, scripture on my identity, scripture on, my thoughts, taking my thought captive, just writing scripture on different things that I will be able to, soak in on, talking about taking in the daily bread. So I try to memorize these scriptures. Because of the whole postpartum, I might have forgotten some of them, but my spirit retained it. My spirit never forgot, right? I write scriptures on flashcards that I keep in my carty, to go to grab, I have able to access it. Can't talk. Able to access it and constantly look at it. Worship music, lots of playlists I created, affirmations that I can listen to for postpartum, before and after. Constantly just preparing my mind, preparing my heart, preparing my soul to be able to go through this season. So it's like you're going to war. You already know how the soldiers prepare. You have to prepare. You can't just get up and go into the enemy's camp and not be prepared. So when we go through, have a baby, our hormones are everywhere. Your mind, the mind is the enemy's, the battle is our battlefield, right? The thoughts, all the things. For those of you who are dreamers, your dreams, they're very random, distorted. I've noticed that in the past through previous postpartum. Like I said, every year it's gotten better. The Lord has helped me shape, and I feel like I'm not even completely there yet. But I just wanted to testify and to also share this tip to help someone else out there. If you're getting ready for postpartum, navigating your pregnancy, getting ready to your last trimester, don't go into postpartum just, I'm just going into it. The Lord has given me so much joy, so much peace. When those moments where the baby's crying, I have 3 under 3. Everyone needs something. You kind of feel yourself like start to, if you are not fully equipped in those moments, your emotions can start derailing. You can find yourself starting to get sad. You can find yourself starting to get depressed or worried, or things can feel on top of you, overwhelming you. As I say that, I'm just like sensing that for someone. Like things are just overwhelming you. You're just feeling like, oh, I can't handle all of it. But if you spend time with the Lord, getting ready for your postpartum, through your encounter times, through just the readiness for this next season, it brings you to that place where you're just calm. There's peace, there's joy. You just find yourself at a place of rest, at a place of standstill. I have found myself in this season where the Lord is giving me ideas, business ideas. He's giving me highlighting areas of my life that I need to focus on when I start getting back to normal life. but just the different things. So don't go into postpartum, friend. Do not go into postpartum unprepared. Do not go into postpartum just, you know, cruising into it. Go into postpartum purposefully. Go into postpartum ready. Go into postpartum preparing to rest. So have your community work out details for food. I saw this lady, which I did take some tips from her, where she went into postpartum. She had all her meats, she meal prepped. She had all her meats, all her food, everything. ChatGPT and I came up with a menu, and different things. Prepare yourself, like your pantry. What do you need? Snacks. Just like literally go into postpartum prepared. Don't go into it just like I'm just cruising into here. Your clothing, comfortable clothes. I'm wearing this is a breastfeeding shirt. Just little things that can make this season easy. And yeah, I've also been listening to my shout out to Mercy Culture, the song Easy. So good, never gets old, so beautifully written. Yeah, go into postpartum purposefully. Do not go into postpartum just laissez-faire. My lashes are out now, but one of the things I did also to get prepared for postpartum was getting my nails done. I went and got redid my nails, but I got my nails done. I got my brows done. I was able to get some lashes. It came out. I'm due to go and redo it if I want to. I don't know if I want to. I'm not that girl that needs her lashes always done. Most of the time I use mascara, or I would just you know, yeah, mascara and then do natural makeup. But whatever it is that you love to do, usually I would do skincare regimen and all that kind of stuff. Maybe try something new with skincare. This time I've been going more for a natural approach, and taking all my vitamins, doing pelvic floor exercises, and so much more. So I have playlists for exercise. I have playlists for affirmations, listening to the scripture, worship songs that I love, that are focused on healing, that bring so much peace. And whatever it is, I have my journal by my bed. I have some audible books that I listen to, podcasts. Girl, do not make it lazy. Food wise, get the food that you need, the nutrition that you need, the protein powder that you need, all the things. Let's be intentional going into postpartum. Let's not go into postpartum just show up. Let's go into postpartum ready to rest, ready to take care of the baby, ready to nurse. All my stuff are accessible next to my bed. The baby bassinet, all the things. Go into it very intentional. And one of the biggest prayer I always pray is, God, whoever you have for me in this season to help me, bring that person. And that means family. Of course, your family come, but I've noticed that in certain season, the Lord would not permit certain family members to come and help me. And it's not because one family member is better than the other. It's just because God is like, hey, this is who I've picked in this season to journey with you. This is who I want to support you in this season. This is who I want to come and pour into you. And it has been beautiful. And I am just living proof that going back to back and having so many babies all in a short period of time, in 4 years' time, you look back and you see the handprint of God, and you see that the Lord is faithful. So yeah, but I will stop here. But I want to just encourage all of us to be intentional, be prepared, plan for your Sabbath, which is what postpartum is. It's a time to rest. It's a time for your body to heal. Get all the different things you need for your personal healing. Get all the things the baby need, and you and your spouse be intentional about supporting each other and navigating this season, because it's supposed to be restful, it's supposed to be beautiful, and it's supposed to be a time that you pour into the baby. And this is the earliest years for your beautiful baby that came out of you, from one environment to the other, and they are adjusting, they're resting, they're recuperating, and they need you to be in your best tip-top shape. So the enemy attacks us in this season with our true, our natural biological body already adjusting, and the hormones are raging, things are going imbalance, all of that. And then we have our mind. There's all these thoughts. It's like, you don't belong here. So I don't even find myself going to certain thoughts. Another thing, I probably need another video for this. Be careful what you're watching, what you're listening to. Ooh, anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, this is the season where you are your most sensitive, and you want to be very intentional and careful about what you're allowing into your personal space. All right, I will stop here for now, but until next time, bye.